Hey guys, here is our math paper for Wednesday, April 15th. So it's math boxes 4-4 and you'll see page 73 down at the bottom. So our first question has to do with how much money is shown. Remember, you can always make yourself a little cheat sheet, okay? So if you want to write these down on your math box to help you out, you can do that. And remember, we always want to write the value of the coins up above them and then start adding them together. Now, we have our pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Now, remember, when we do our adding, it's always best to start with our bigger coins first and then add to our smaller ones. So go ahead and give that one a try. Now, this is one of those ones where we have a rule, but we don't know what the rule is. So we're doing something. We put a number in, and then something happens, and we get a different number out. So we're going to do this one together because it's been a while since we have done this. So when I put the number 42 into some machine, okay, the number 52 comes out. Well, what happened to get from 42 to 52? Well, I know that my ones place is staying the same and my tens place is going up by 1. So I must have added 10, okay? So now I put in 11 and 21 came out. Well, what happened in there? I have a 1 and a 1 in the ones place, and in my tens place it went up by 1. It got bigger by 1. So I must have added 10 again. Now, this is where it gets tricky, okay? I know the number that comes out. Well, after I added 10, I came out with 108, okay? Oh, we went there, okay? But how do I figure out what number went in? Well, it's just like when we work backwards on those math facts on the morning work, okay? I know I had a number here and I added 10 and I came out with 108. Well, to go back to figure out what happened, I need to take away this 10 that I added. So I'm actually gonna subtract 10 to find out my number that I had before, okay? So if I'm at 108 and I take 10 away, what will that give me? Well, I know if I go back 8, that would put me at 100. But I still need to count back 2 more, okay? And this is where if you still have your number grid, it can come in handy, okay? Now this is one that I printed off, so it's a little bit bigger than the one that you have, but if you have it, you can use that. So I'm at 108. I know if I go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it puts me at 100, but I need to go back 10. So I need to go back 2 more. So it puts me at 98. Or if I'm at 108, I know I can just jump up 1 row and that will put me at 98. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write 98 right here. Okay? So remember, if we know our number coming out, we can do the opposite. We can go backwards or do the opposite of whatever the rule is to find the number that's missing. And so if I have 74, I need to figure out. Now your rule is always going to be the same for each one. Plus 10, plus 10, plus 10. So I know that this has to be plus 10 as well. Well, if I'm at 74, okay, I know that my tens place will get bigger by 1. So that's going to be an 8, and then my ones place is going to stay the same. So I go from 74 to 84, and again, if you need your number grid, 74 plus 10 would be 84. Okay, so I know that my rule, I got to look at what did I do each time when I went from in to out. Well, I can see that I added 10 each time. So my rule is plus 10, okay? So those ones can be a little bit tricky, but we will kind of keep practicing those as they come up in math boxes, okay? So which numbers are larger than 750? So check out which numbers are bigger than 750, fill in those bubbles. I'll let you do that one on your own. write 6 names for 50, okay? So remember, we want to show the number 50. We can do it with math facts. We could do it with base 10 blocks. We could do it with tally marks. We could show coins, okay? So show me 6 different ways to write the number 50. So I'll do one of them with you. So I know that 25 plus 25 equals 50. I know that that's my doubles fact for 50, okay? So I want you to come up with at least 5 more, okay, of your own. Now, fill in the empty frames. Now here we know what the rule is, okay? We know that it's -7. So to get from 35 to 28, I need to subtract 7. Now I have to do the same thing every time I jump. So from here to figure out this number, I need to take away 7. Whatever this number is, to get to this number, I'm going to need to take away 7. And then from this number to this number, I'm going to need to take away 7. So if I'm at 35 and I take away 7, it gives me 28. Well, we'll do one more together and then I'll have you find the last one. If I'm at 28 and I take away 7, that is going to put me at 21, okay? And I can kind of count backwards and use my knowledge of that to figure out. So now, to find my next number, if I'm at 21 and I take away 7 again, what is that number going to be right there? So I'm going to have you guys go ahead, pause your video to do your work, and then we'll come back and go over the answers. If there's something you're not sure of, just leave it and you can fill it in when we do it together. Okay, hello again, and we're going to go ahead and go over our answers. So if I see up here, I wrote down the value of each of my coins, okay? And then as I'm counting them, I'm going to start with my biggest value. So I have 25, 50. But now I switched to dimes, so I got to count by 10. So I'm at 50 plus 10 would be 60. So now I'm at 60, but now I got to count by 5s. So I have 60, 65, 70, 75. Now I need to count by 1s, 76, 77. So I have 77 cents. Okay, we did that one together. So now we had to come down here and figure out the numbers that were larger than 750. Well, 749, 49 is smaller than 50. And so that one didn't work. 801, my hundreds is bigger, so for sure. 751, well, 51 is bigger than 50, and my hundreds is the same. Now, 738, I have the same hundreds, but when I look in my tens place, I have a 3 here and a 5 there. So 3 is smaller than 5, so I know that this cannot be bigger than 750. Okay, names for 50. So I did 25 plus 25 when we were going over it, okay? And then there's a bunch of other ways you can do it too. Here I did tally marks. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, okay? 2 quarters, I could do quarters, or really any coin combination that equals up to 50. You could do 5 dimes or 10 nickels, okay? That would work too. Now, I wrote base 10 because I wanted to show that these are base 10 blocks and not tally marks. So I did 5 longs, which would give me 50. Then over here, I did two more math facts. I have 30 plus 20 equals 50, okay? And I have 60 minus 10 equals 50. Now you might have some different answers here. As long as it shows us 50, then your answer is correct. And then down bottom, we had our rule, which was -7. We had done 35, 28, and we figured out 21 together. And then when I do 21 minus 7, I get 14, and then I know that 14 minus 7 is going to be 7. So here are our answers for our math boxes for Wednesday, April 15th. Great job, everyone.